we enough. All right. Hey, Shalom, Makyam. We would like to start out by giving our honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honor to our apostles, a great millstone, rule well, and peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. I was a hobbit to my right, and to my far right.
All right, Yashima.
All right, go ahead, brothers.
All right, so we're going into, dealing with, the topic of staying in the house, because as we all know, we're still within, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, all right, coming out of the Passover, all right, going into what, man, a great deliverance, and also, being exempt from judgment.
That's right, bro.
You see, and one of the things that kept us exempt from judgment, all right, is that we stayed within our houses, man. You see, and right now, all right, the house is spiritual. You see, because Jake tried to, be tick for tack in the law. Well, if you go tick for tack in the law, like Apostle Hall is making a point, when you have these big, extravagant Passovers in these big arenas, everyone's supposed to spend the night there. If you want to justify, your mirth through the law, well, keep the whole law, like the scriptures say. If you offend, what's that in James? If you if you offend, if you break one, you break them all. Because we got to understand the purpose of Yahushua. Yahushua didn't come so we can live how we want, but he understood that we would be in a situation where it would be inconvenient for us, to keep the whole law. But he did give us a standard, and when you in the spirit, you're covered. You see, and we're gonna cover it, from that aspect, man. Dealing with staying in the house spiritually, man.
Right. This is James chapter 2, verse 10.
Yep.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all.
So when you try to justify yourself by the law, or you try to get so technical and tick for tack with the law, well, you're putting a burden on you that no other Israelite has ever overcame except Yahushua. And he overcame it, to take, that pressure off us, all right? So we won't be judged according to every jot and every tittle, you see? But there was a standard, all right, that we supposed to come in, and it's a particular spirit, you see? Because walking in the spirit keeps you within the law, Because if you're in the spirit, you're not going to commit adultery, you're not going to steal from your brother, You ain't going to bear false witness, you see? You're going to keep the Levitical diet. If you're walking in the spirit, it's about you keep the law to the best of your ability by default, But going from a spiritual aspect of staying in the house, now when you get Exodus 12 and 22, now this is going back into that first Passover, going back to ancient Egypt, all right? This is, I started 21, said, then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop, all right, and dip it in the blood that is in the basin and strike the lintel of the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out of the door of the house until morning.
And none of you Israelites do that. None of us do that. Hey, man, you live in an apartment, you do that, man, you get evicted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, or you do that, let's say you got a house, you got your neighbors calling on you, so like the brother said, us keeping the whole law is a big inconvenience here in this setup because this captivity is unlike any other captivity that we've ever been in, man. But see, now we see that this is in the spirit, you know what I'm saying? So, we held the Passover going back to last Friday night, and basically, it was a solemn assembly. We did it to the best of our ability, but hey, brothers gotta do what they gotta do. We still in hell, so brothers had to part ways. But we understand that, you stand in the house, like brother said, now it's in the spirit. Basically, you stand in the fold. You stand in his truth. Like brother say all the time, it's the safest place that you can be in, man. And we understand that the Passover lamb, that was killed, that's in the spirit. That's dealing with Yahushua. The lamb without blemish and without spot, the perfect sacrifice. And the two side posts and the upper door posts, that represents your mind. All right, you covered by the blood of the Lamb, but we're sealed with this this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, that's what hedges us, and that keeps us in the house. You know, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I got Sirach 36:25. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
See right there.
And when no hedge is, it begins with your mind.
Yep.
Because if you don't have the hedge around your mind, you know, you'll be spoiled, man. You see, what keeps us, you know, what keeps us in the ministry is there's a hedge, you know, that's blocking, you know, particular things. You know, our scripture say there's no enchantment against Jacob. You see? So the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he has to keep a hedge, you know, on your mind when you go into the shepherd, where the shepherd was a hedge, you know, onto those sheep.
Right.
You know, the shepherd will be the, you know, you go into how the ancient shepherds would do, you know, they would set up fences, you know, they would set up actual hedge around the sheep, and they would be the actual door. You see, the shepherd would sleep, he will leave a gap so he can sleep in, and he will be the door. And that's what Yahweh Shai was. He was the door, you know. So if Yahweh Shai is sleeping, if he's guarding your mind, you know, that keeps the madness out, you know. Well, your mind won't be spoiled. You got
a quick one. Sirach 35:20. Yeah. Mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, as clouds of rain at the time of drought. And that's the Passover. All right, that's hoping for mercy. All right, in the time of the affliction of Egypt, man. All right, the time of the affliction of the Egyptians, man. All right, that's that mercy is going into their heads, man. You know,
I got a couple.
All right.
All right, this is Psalms chapter 121, verse 4. Beginning at verse 3. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. Mm-hmm. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Mm-hmm. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yeah, that shade. Yeah. And shade, you know, shields you from what? Heat. Mm-hmm. You know, and we come to a time, you know, where it's finna be intense on the earth, man. You know, and we're gonna need some type of covering, like a house, you know, it represents what? A covering. Because if it starts raining now, all right, this house protects us from what? The elements, man. Mm-hmm. You see, Yahweh Shai is going to be a protection from the elements in these times. And that's why we stay within this house, you know, which is this ministry, man. And what keeps you in the house? Obedience. You know how Jake, especially, you know, your mama, all right?
Yeah,
you know,
coming up.
Yeah, they talk about how, you know, the Jake mama, you know, you get kicked out for what, man? Disobedience. Mm-hmm. You smoking weed and, you know, you got, you know, your friends all over, you know, you disrespecting the house, you get your ass put out. You see? Well, that's how it is within the ministry, man. You doing too much, you wilding out, you not keeping up with the standard, all right, of the household, you'll be put out, man. So to stay within this house, all right, requires what? Obedience, man.
Yep. Hey, a lot of Jake, well, coming up, because, you know, we all grew up here, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of Jake was just willingly leave the house. Yeah. You know, you being out there on purpose, man, then you get caught up, you know. But a good point that Elder Yashwamba made, because a lot of brothers are responding to the Sakari situation. You know, pretty much, man, that spirit of mirth and that spirit of folly that's on them. You know, if you Israelites are doing this this wickedness, basically, because that's really what it is, man. Call it what it is, because you're doing it on the Passover. If you're doing this right now, what were you doing 2,000 years ago? You know, just showing that that's not the right spirit, man. You know, but I'm gonna read some more. Verse 6: the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
Going back to those elements, man. You know, hey, because Esau, Edom, you know, the scripture say he's the God of this world. Mm-hmm. You know, he has manipulated, you know, the elements, you know, and weaponized them, man. You know, because everything that you can think of, you know, comes from the elements. And this man has made a weapon out of it, man. You know, his magazine, you know, the guns, you know, the food, you know, the air, you see, his propaganda. This man will weaponize everything. He gonna weaponize the elements, man. So we need a covering from the elements that this man has manipulated,
Yeah.
you know, as a weapon against the tribe, man.
Another thing too, the sun and the moon represent knowledge and understanding.
Yeah.
See, they have it on the left hand side, so it's a lot of deception that's about to go out. Well, a lot of Jakes can get caught up, man. Like they got a lot of traps set for Jake, man.
And most of the people that fall for the deception is Jake. You know, we were talking about this the other day concerning with the jab.
Yeah.
You know, really Esau, his own people are skeptical. Jake, they biting down, man.
The jab, the mask.
Yeah.
You know, it's Jake, you know, that's bucking up against the governor about the mask, lifting the mask mandate, man. You know, it's Jake that's loyal to wearing the mask, man. You know, it's Jake now, you know, that's becoming like you say, loyal to taking the jab. Why? Because they outside the house. They ain't got no covering. Like I said, they mind is just open for the taking. Esau can really have a field day, even with this what's your guy name? George Floyd case.
Oh yeah, that's
Jake gonna ride. Esau already, cause Jake mind spoiled. See, when you ain't got no hedge, Esau can manipulate your mind how you want.
yeah.
You gonna ride when he tell you to ride. You gonna sit down when he tell you to sit down. All right, he gonna give you a check, you know, and you gonna completely, you know, like the scripture say, a gift destroys the heart.
Yep.
You know why? Because their minds are spoiled, man. Like when the scripture talk about, you know, Israel is robbed and spoiled. Well, we haven't had sovereignty in centuries. So what is Israel robbed and spoiled of? Their mind. You know? It's like an unlocked house.
Yep.
You know?
I was looking up that word spoiled from Jeremiah 2:14. It was Israel a homeborn servant. Why is he spoiled? And that word spoil goes back to Boaz. And it says spoil, booty, robbery, spoiling. It is used of person and cattle carried away in war. And part of that war was the transatlantic slave trade. Because along with that being carried away, all right, one thing that we left behind was our heritage.
Yeah.
Our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which gave us a standard of righteousness, a frame of reference of righteousness. So why is it so easy to deceive Jake? Because he has nothing to judge what Esau is saying by.
No guidance.
He has no guidance. Like you might tell your son something, your son will look back at you and say, "Is that right, Daddy? You know, how do you feel about that, Pops?" But Jake doesn't have anybody to go back. What source does Jake have to compare what Esau is saying to?
Another nigga that's spoiled.
Another nigga that's spoiled.
Yep.
Right. I got another one. Was they on there, bro?
What says, and we continue on. Also, a wealth taken from an enemy. All right. A frequent use of the phrases to become a prey, to be carried away as prey. Sometimes with the addition of a dative to give for a prey. But to be carried away as prey, you sheep led to a slaughter. You know, that's all I had on that.
This is on Psalms 26:8. It says, Lord Yahweh, I have loved the habitation of thy house and the place where thy honor dwelleth. You know, going back into the habitation of the Lord's house. And I say right now it's a spiritual building, you know, that's made up of the elect, man. You know, beginning with those men, the leaders and teachers whom the Lord has raised up, you know, because right now this is a cover, you know. Everyone that's here is covered. And then when you leave here and you continue in the obedience and the standard of the scriptures, they keep that covering around you, man. You know, because right now you in the house, man. But if the video ends and you go back to living an alternative lifestyle, you just left the house. You know?
Psalm chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
The secret place. Hey, because like you say, you look at it, you know, you got us three brothers, you know, you got your brothers and sisters on the comment board. But look how many people on earth, man, billions of people, man. Because everybody don't know about this. Everybody don't know about this council that's going on, this gathering that's going on. This is a secret place, man.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, just like the elder mentioned earlier, just like Noah and the ark.
Yep.
That was the secret place at that time. And it says, I will say of the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, he is my refuge and my fortress.
Yep, that fortress, man. And the fortress was made, you know, to sustain, incoming force, man.
Like the Great Wall of China.
Yep.
That was like a fort.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's separated. All right. The civilians from the enemies, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see. So the house that we're dwelling in is spiritual now, man. Stay within this house, because like you said before the lesson, once you step outside of this, your chances of death increase tremendously, man.
And just to land back on we live inside of a spiritual house. All right, we have to pay for our residency, and you pay your time. All right, when you offer and teach and you read, you're paying tribute. Mm-hmm. You're paying for your residency. Once you stop praying, you stop fasting, you start being around brothers, all right, you're gonna lose your residency. You're gonna get evicted. Now you out in the streets. You know.
And going back to what was getting in Exodus about how you should remain in that house until the morning. You look at it spiritually. The morning is when Yahweh Shah comes. Yep. Because that's he's gonna establish the kingdom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
the rising of the sun.
The rising of the sun.
Man.
Hey, what's scripture? Second Ezra says how you will not see the sun or those that be with him, but in the daytime. Mm-hmm. Basically, when the Lord comes and brings his kingdom, you're gonna see him in the elect, man. Let me get this for you. All right, whichever one of y'all want to break it down. This is Proverbs 25 and 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
And a part of the laws is what keeps you under the rule of over your own spirit, man. But basically, it's like you're like a city without walls going into that fortress, man. Or you decide to lead this truth. All right, you're no more in that safe house, man. You're no more under that blood posted outside. All right, so you're like a city without walls, man. Meaning that now you don't have a hedge around you. Now you're susceptible to any of the judgment the Most High is going to send forth on the earth, man. Because I just so happen to notice locally, I can't speak for brothers in different cities, but ever since the Passat came, there was a full moon. And in my personal opinion, that moon had a certain energy to it, had a certain spirit to it. But the death rate skyrocketed since then, man.
Yep.
Locally, people found dead in their cars, found dead in parts. Right?
Yep.
So this hedge is more important than ever, man. Right? But you're not having rule over your spirit, meaning that you can't subject yourself to the disciplines of the scripture. All right, now what does that make you? A fucking heathen. See, these different Hebrew Israelite camps, they want to live like heathens, but have turbans on.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
And you're not gonna have residency, all right, in the time of that storm, man.
And Jay, you so vain, man. You taking these damn pictures. It's supposed to be the Passover. It's like a look at me spirit. I got these fly ass shoes on. I got these hats. Look at my fringes.
Some of them sagging.
Yeah, throwing gang signs.
And man, that nigga energy was one of the biggest demons with the 12 tribes of Israel. Is that dark ass occultic nigga energy, and that's such a foul odor in the house of Yahweh Shema Shai. Here it is. We got frankincense. We got myrrh in the house of Yahweh Shema Shai. And y'all bringing them cheap ass gas station incense in the house of Yahweh. That's what that nigga culture is, man.
Them Ishmaelite oils.
Them Ishmaelite oils, sex on the beach incense, man.
Yeah,
booty call with a fago next to it. Yeah, long ass incense sticks. Yeah, that's a foul odor in the nose of Yahweh Shema Shai, man.
And if you got a foul odor in your house, what do you do with it as soon as you find it? Get rid of it. Even I think it's this is you got one? Yeah, you got one.
You sure, bro?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 65
that's it, yeah.
and verse 5. Begin to, man, I get to the point. Verse 5, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou.
Because, these guys will make all these accusations, like we're going off about something, trying to put all these, that's what they sensationalism. They like to call us rapists and pedophiles and, try to, make us be a villain. Let's stand off. We holier than thou.
Yep.
Go ahead.
These are a smoke in my nose.
Ooh, smoke in his nose, man. Irritation, man.
Yep.
Like I say, that nigga energy is way outside the house, man. That shit way outside the house of your house, my shit outside, man. You know, we was called out of that. That's why scripture said we was called out of darkness. Like you said, that dark end, we was called out of that, man.
Yep.
Why the hell we want to go back and wallow in that, man?
That's why we can watch Jake in the world, and they have trauma, they have death, and we don't feel bad because we see you causing your own effect.
Yeah.
You embrace nigger culture. So that's the luxury of being in this truth. You got the answer to their problems.
Even with that George Floyd situation, here it is. You know, you listen to these different, court hearings. This man, he was on drugs. Mm-hmm. He came in the store with a fake $20 bill.
He was on porn.
Guy was in a porn. He's a Mason.
Yeah.
All types of different questions about this guy. Like, man, this dude's a straight up lowlife.
What did the earth lose?
Yeah.
Well, what did the planet Earth lose?
Yeah. And that should raise an antenna with you and your oppressor. The Esau celebrates the degenerates of your nation. If you a street nigga, athlete, or what else? Basically, that's you'll get elevated in Esau's world. But we get our videos taken down daily.
Say folly is set in great dignity.
Folly is set in great dignity, man. And that's a thing in psychology. Whatever behavior you want from a person, you reward that behavior so they can repeat that behavior. So Esau makes low-level niggas superstars, man. Because he wants you to be a low-level nigga.
That nigga energy ultimately go back to Esau.
Yeah.
Because you say how that's way outside the house, but it goes to the word profane.
Mm-hmm. Outside the temple.
Outside the temple.
Heavy.
But it says, these are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day.
It's strange sacrifice, man.
Yep.
Everybody's sacrifice ain't being accepted, man. Hey, we gotta humbly pray that Yahweh by Shema Shai is accepting our sacrifice, man. That's why we gotta be careful how we move. Really analyze what we teach. Making sure that we're coming, from a balanced perspective. You see, all this important, man, because you gotta care. You gotta have some type of care about the sheep. And that goes into part of being within the house, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for you. This is Psalm 84:10. It says, "For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my power than to dwell in the tents of the wicked."
In the kingdom, it goes into the kingdom. Mm-hmm. How we'll rather be a doorkeeper in the house of Yahweh Shema Shai than to dwell in the tents of the wickedness. All right, but even on the spiritual side, all right, we'll rather be in this house. All right, in this house, than be exalted in this kingdom, man.
You see all this wicked, ritualistic, just scumbag behavior that Jay got displayed in order to appease these Edomites.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
No, that we shifted into a different age.
That's the tents of the wicked.
Yep.
Tents of the wicked.
Hey, because it'll be when the time of judgment comes, when the Most High really open up on this place, man. Let's say you're a brother. You get 7 views of video. You're a sincere brother. That's just your lot. But you're sincere. You're magnifying your office. Hey, it'll be better for you. All right. Brother getting 7 views, probably work at a job, get $34,000 a year. It's gonna be better for that brother than Floyd Mayweather in time of judgment. Man.
That's right, bro.
That's why he better stay within that lot. Because really, when you in that position, man, it seems like you don't even exist, man.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you don't even exist to nobody in the earth, man.
Yeah.
But how about Shema Shai, is looking at that, and in the time to come, man, a brother like that, will be way more valuable, and in a better condition than a Floyd Mayweather or Jay-Z. Hell, even the elites, man.
Yep.
Even the top elites, man, he's gonna be better off than them.
Because when those clouds crack and Yahweh Shai and the angels come for judgment, all right, or those spirits from the spirit world come on earth at a grand level, all right, it doesn't matter how much you got in your bank account. It doesn't matter how the world esteems you. How many cars you got in your garage, man? All right, when those spirits come on the planet Earth to execute judgment from on high, man. Like you said, a sincere Jake that make $30,000 a year, he's in a way better position than Floyd, man, which is worth $800 million. You know,
we're about to witness these people lose everything, man. You know, and faith is gonna give brothers favor. So no matter how many views you get, hey man, hey for you brothers, man, keep pushing. You know, and then for brothers that do have a large gathering of brothers that come to your page, that's really more responsibility, man. You know, but either way, we gotta push because when the internet gone and when the Lord bring that judgment, that's it. But it's better on our side than for the world, you know. Yeah, something we gotta play with time. It's 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 2. Feed the flock of the Most High,
which is uploading the videos, going out there to teach,
which is among you, taking the oversight thereof.
Oversight, you're an overseer, which goes back into bishop, all right, which really goes back into having rule over our spirit, because when you go into the protocols of a bishop, or the office of a bishop, it basically, in a nutshell, goes into what? Having rule over your spirit, exercising temperance, man, all right? So, which goes into we not leaving the house, all right? The reason why it says, speak on a woman being a gatter, you know, a gatter abroad, it tells you the woman supposed to be keepers of the house, because that's a woman who does it is not a keeper of the house. What's that? She doesn't have rule over her spirit. Everything in the world entices her, but in the spirit, you got Jake like that. All right. So in order to be a bishop and an overseer to see over a house, you gotta have temperance, man. All right.
You know, gather abroad. She's like a troop. Yeah. What they say about some of these women, they belong to the streets.
Yep. She's a troop in the streets. You know.
Hey, and our foundation ain't the streets, man. You know.
Yeah, that narrative that you gotta project that you from some dangerous neighborhood or you was a part of some dangerous gang, so Jake will respect you. All right, that's gonna get destroyed right along with America, man. All right, that's really come from a survival mode mentality. You a man that has a fear that you're gonna be emasculated by another man, so you gotta project this type of background, man. But Jake doesn't have to. Jake doesn't sell that ticket to Esau. You know, Jake doesn't have to sell that ticket to Moab. Or Jake gets around Jake, you gotta sell that wolf ticket to him, man. You know.
Now it says, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind.
Yeah, Jake, it's not wrong making money, but Jake uses his truth to make money.
They really using the truth to make money, bro.
And you're really using this truth, and you're using the fact that people are leaving the church and whatever their religion was, coming to the knowledge, and you monetizing that, man. You monetizing shirts, shoes, headbands, marriages. You monetizing anything attached to being in this truth, man. All right?
There's nothing wrong with, you know, Israelites supporting the ministry, you know, paying tithes and giving offerings. When you look at a lot of Jake's pages, man, and you see them getting funded like that, you know, the way they got it set up, that shit's off, man.
Yeah, Israelites selling Bible verses. Jake selling breakdowns to you, man. Jake selling breakdowns to you, man. That's filthy lucre's sake.
With camp starter kits.
Camp starter. The scriptures say that the meek shall inherit the earth, man. So meek really means afflicted. So if you afflicted, that means you financially afflicted.
They can't afford.
I can't afford no breakdown. You know, you might as well go back to church if that's the case.
Getting charged for the Passover.
Getting charged for the Passover, man. When was Moses charging for the Passover, man? All right. Then it should be known who am I chosen. All right.
Let me finish it off for you.
Yeah.
All right. Next two verses. Neither as being lords over the Most High's heritage, but being examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away.
Going back to the second chapter, receiving those palms and those crowns. All right. When our head shepherd rewards us, man, you know.
Going into this is Luke 19 and 45, and he went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold therein and them that bought. So Yahweh Shai, he went into the temple and he was casting, Jake out, man, because Jake was being wicked, man. They was using, really Because back then, you know, we have Israelites that would come during those 3 high holy days, you know. So what would happen is they would take their money, their currency that they would have, you know, from wherever they came, and they would exchange it, you know, in the temple. And Jake will up the prices, you know, like their stock market shit, you know. And they were using those 3 holy days to capitalize with money, man. You see? And Yahweh Shah whipped them out the temple, man. So spiritually, he's gonna do the same thing, man. He's gonna kick Jake out the house, man.
Yep.
Jake is misusing, you know, the house of Yahweh Shah.
So using liberty as a cloak of maliciousness.
Yep.
Using it as a covering to rip Jake off.
Yep.
You know, and something you always get into. See, these are Lord's men. They don't belong to you, man. These men don't belong to us. It's a responsibility. That show, man, you Jakes ain't right, man.
That's why I said not being lords over his, you know.
Verse 46, it says, saying unto them, it is written, my house is the house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, going back to the house too.
These Israelite leaders in this house, man.
Yeah.
And a certain man, elder had a dream about a house.
Yeah.
Now, we was all in the house, but the men of GMS was the only ones that was basically woke, man. Everybody else was like lost in the sauce in the house.
They were partying in the house.
They was partying in the house, man. It was a heavy dream, man. You know, and that's what's going on now. You took the heritage and you took
it was women in the house too.
It was women in the house. You know,
you can't make it up, bro.
You know,
God damn.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 42, and the Lord said, who then is that faithful and wise steward whom the Lord shall make ruler over his household to give them their portion of meat in due season?
You speak on that?
You got it.
Hey, basically, we're working for a position. If this the house of the Lord, the house is the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we're working for a position in his kingdom, man. We're working for our spot, our seat. You know, because the elect, you know, we're dealing with the 144,000 out of the elect. That's going to be the governing body, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're working for a position. See, Jake, a lot of you Jakes, you act like you got the position already.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to call it what it is, man. The Mashiach Yasharala, who appointed y'all to be the governors, you know, over Israel, man. And then I'm going to just say it because I watched the vid. Hey, to hell with it. I'm going to be honest, man. And Sakari, what the hell is wrong with you? You saying you submit to these guys. Because I watched the apology you did, saying you submit to them. Who are your original elders, dude? Yep. That's wicked, man. And they got the nerve. Hey, man, and you know what? The Lord see everything, man. You know, for years cursing the apostles out, but then you finally get the cojones to go up to New York, and then you greet El Apostle Hart. First thing you say, man, I knew this them ever. Like, man, what? You know?
You don't know your place, man.
Yep.
You know what you don't. God don't have honor. You lack honor, man. And I perceive you as somebody you follow popularity, man.
Yeah.
You follow what's popular. See, if nobody's talking about the apostles, then you're not elevating them, man.
A trending Israelite,
man. You know.
You got it, bro.
Come. And then said, the Lord said He will make us ruler over His household. You know, because you have the believers, you know, within the household, and the Lord said He will make particular men rulers over them and give them their meat in due season, man. And their meat is going into sound doctrine, man. Hey, because if you have a wealthy man, you know, and you was his steward, that means you handle all his affairs. You know, you was a go-to guy. You know, when the handmaids, you know, needed something, they would go to you. You know, when the servants needed something, you know, the people that was in the vineyards, when they needed something, you was a go-to guy to make sure everyone had what they need to carry out their job, man. Mm-hmm. You see? So the Most High, the house Shai, this is his household. The elect is his household. And each brother is tasked with making sure the elect get what they need to carry out their job, man.
Yeah, we're managing the affairs.
Yep. You know? It says, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he had.
Hey, the scriptures say you continue in the things which you learned. You're not gonna come up some other way, man. See, Jake and they can start off with the apostles, start off learning this thing the right way and doing it the right way, then branch off, do their own thing, and you become a freestyle king in this ministry. You become willful, because that's really what it is, you know, because you didn't learn that by the examples of the apostles, you know. But you know, going back to what the brother has spoke on, you know, us getting our portion of meat in due season, going to us speaking the right thing, because we're being fed from the heavens, you know. Hey, the Holy Spirit is dealing with us, you know, and the Lord said how he has meat to eat that you know not of, dealing with the doctrine of the Father, all right? But we continue in that. But in doing this, afterwards we're going to get paid. Afterwards we're going to get a reward, man, because ultimately we're working for the kingdom. You see? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 45, it said, but and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maids.
Hey, another example of that is ripping them off.
Yep.
You know, you robbing Jake, and Jake, here it is. You'll have a sob story why you shouldn't pay tithes and offerings to the apostles, but you have no issue just give your money away to these cats, man. You know.
I had a go ahead. It's like,
Cause I got that word beat in the Greek. All right, and it's
5180
tuto. All right, and it says metaphorically to wound, to disquiet one's conscience. You know, hey, because if you have someone that sincerely follows you and they see some, you know, some shaky behavior, you can mess up, you know, Jake's faith, man. You can have Jake, you know, guessing, wondering if he's in the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's you beating the servants, man. The men, you know, even the women that follow you, man, they, you know, they're being fed, but then you do some offs, you know, you can disquiet their conscience, man. Have them, you know, feeling unweary inside. Now they ain't rooted, you know, because they thinking like, damn, this is like the shit I left.
Yeah, they could shipwreck their faith, you know. And to be honest, that's why you apologize, man. You can say what you want to say, but reading between the lines, that apology was not sincere, man. You know, you saving face. We doing this to please Yahweh Shem Shai. It ain't about us, you know, and we want to please the servants of the Lord, you know. But as the apostle said, you know, Jay not even honest with themselves, man. Taking a low is just saying I'm wrong, and after that, you don't say nothing else.
It ain't no buts, however, and deflections, you know.
And it says, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maids, and to eat and drink and to be drunken. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. You know, and that's gonna be a Jacob trouble gonna be on all levels. Like it's gonna be a different torment, you know, according to different circumstances, man. Because the men that know the standard, you know, that's supposed to be walked in this ministry, man, and chose to do their own thing and add their own thing and, you know, bring in madness to the ministry, man. You know, bring in follow within the ministry, man. Hey, scripture say you're going to get beat with many stripes, man. You know, because why, man? You did not, you know, oversee the household, you know, as Yahweh Shem Shai had intended, man, because he left us the blueprint on what to do and how to be, man. You know, when you go into the epistles, man, those are instructions, really. You know, when you go into the epistles, all right, those are really letters written to the leaders of the churches on how to conduct things, how to order things, man. Set up elders, you know, how a bishop should be, you know, what a woman should be doing, what's her position, man. So we have the instruction on how to order the household, but Jake want to do what he want to do. You know, I always say, no appearance of evil. You see,
Yeah.
all these things are written in here, man. But when you disregard that, you know, you're going outside of the house, man. You know, you got it.
All right, yeah, I got some. 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. But we are laborers together with the Most High. You are the Most High's husbandry. You are the Most High's building. Let's skip to verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you?
When you started at 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep reading down on it.
You talking from 3 to 9 on down?
Yeah, when you stopped it the first time.
The first time?
Yeah.
1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with the Most High. You are the Most High's husbandry. You are the Most High's building.
You are the Most High's building, speaking to the elect, man. You know, and the Lord has put laborers, you know, to build, to edify. It's all about edification, like you said earlier, because if you do something that doesn't edify, you're tearing down. What's the point of building if you do something that tear down, man? You know, who would tear down their own project, man? You know, that they've invested in. Go ahead.
All right, according to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me as a wise master builder.
As a wise master builder, man. You see? We go into the master builder. A master builder is very tedious, man, about the details, man. All right, he's not, you know, all over the place and just throwing something together. No, a master builder is very tedious about the details, man. You know, every measurement got to be exactly on point, man. You know, to the slightest, you know, eighth of an inch, man. You know, go ahead.
I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon.
Yep.
But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon.
Take heed to how you build their own, because we all have came into other men's labor. The foundation of the house is already set up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to the apostles, the elders before them. You know, they set the house up. Then men kept coming in. So you're coming into something that's already set up. You know, you can't come to a house, you know, and do, you know, your own thing, man. All right, you just knock a wall out, you know, you knock a window out, man. No, man, you can't come to the house and just start wrecking, man. You got to add to what's already there, man. And that's what we're here to do, to add. But it said take heed to how you build. You know, you gotta make sure you on par with the rest of the men that's building, man. You know, the same household, man, which is the believers, man.
And you look at the men that you're supposed to be building up.
Yep.
Because they're a reflection of you.
Yep.
Kind of. Oh, yeah, I got it. Just still making a point.
No, that was it. I'm gonna have a scripture after you.
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay, well, y'all can we finish this off?
Yeah, just finish that up.
All right. All right. For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. Now, if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest.
Yep. Go ahead.
For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
Yo, and see that fire, which is these trials to come. See, that's gonna reveal everything, man. If you just been playing around, going through the motion, you really ain't serious, but you've been putting on this outward front. See, the tribulation gonna show everything, man. And it said nobody can build on any foundation outside of Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Jake tried to replace Yahweh Shai with themselves and build a house where they the chief cornerstone, man. You know, that's what a lot of Jake, that's what you're seeing. Jake is trying to build a house where they the chief cornerstone, man. You know, that's why you don't see Yahweh Shai push like that, man. You know, why? Because they want to be the chief cornerstone and the house built on them. You see, but see, when tribulation comes, see, all the playing gonna stop. You know, the fact that you can even, you know, go to clubs and go out and still be on social media and go to all these platforms, see, it's still a functioning society, man. When this thing really break down and that fire come, you know, and this life or death, when you got fringes on, then that's when everybody gonna see who's who, man.
Yeah, that worldly energy is gonna be completely sucked out. You know, she's gonna be completely drained out. For Jay to wanna pop up on camera, you teaching with a fitted cap on, you know. And for years we've been getting on that, and Jake still do it. But hey, adversity gonna teach, you know. And because the gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, these represent the different members of people that come in the truth. You know, whether they the elect or not, you know.
They're gonna be that gold.
Yep.
Trying that fire, go ahead.
All right. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burnt, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire.
Yeah. Because you're working out your own salvation. I mean, you got certain people that you bring in, they may fall out, you know, and that's, you know, that's bad. But at the same time, you're gonna make, because you still continuing in it. But that the scripture here. So Matthew 12:30. It's gonna get for me. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad.
How shot not dealing with gray areas, man. You know, hey, because like I say, it's all about becoming something great, man. You see, we can't be stagnant, man. You know, that old nigga, you know, like I say, he has to die every day, man. You gotta kill that nigga every single day, man. You gotta constantly chip away at that nigga till he don't exist no more, man. And that's gonna fully happen at Yahushua, at the return of Yahushua. You know, scripture talk about, you know, he that begun a perfect work, he will accomplish it, you know. So we'll perform it, you know, which is going to complete it, you know, until the day of Yahushua. Right. But see, we gotta keep on chipping away at that nigga. He shouldn't be popping up, you know, just taking over our decision making, man.
We'll say, if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off.
Yep.
Cast it from thee.
Yep.
It's mortifying your members.
Yep.
You know.
This is on 1 Peter 2:5. It says, ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house and holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahushua Mashiach.
Key thing is say acceptable. You know, and some of the other Apostle Ball speaking on earlier, but God's problem is that they don't have the fear of the Lord, man. You know, that's really what it boiled down to when you look at Jake, because they wouldn't do it, you know, and they wouldn't make excuses for it, you know. But just proof, you know, what the brother had got that shows that this is that house, man. For Jake that want to be tit for tat and all about the law, you know, things are in the spirit now. You know, the Lord knows our situation, man. You know. But yeah, you got it.
Hey, with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give out honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to our apostles, great millstone, who well. Peace and blessing to the house with the elect. Abba Baal. Come at Shalom.
We got Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.